Have you ever felt like your own mind was a cage? A beautiful, intricate prison built not by bars of steel, but by whispers of doubt, echoes of what-ifs, and shadows of past failures. Imagine a life where every dream, every aspiration, every bold step you yearned to take was met with an invisible wall, a wall so personal, so deeply ingrained, that you believed it was an unshakable part of you. This is the story of Alara Vance, a woman who knew this feeling intimately, whose vibrant spirit was dimmed by the relentless internal chatter, until one singular, unexpected moment when everything shifted. Alara, a talented artist in her late 20s, lived in the quaint, leafy suburb of Willow Creek, Massachusetts. Her small apartment, overlooking a quiet street lined with ancient oak trees, was a sanctuary filled with canvases, brushes, and the soft glow of her laptop screen. By day, she designed captivating digital art for a small, local marketing firm, her creativity flowing effortlessly when it was for someone else. But when it came to her own passions, specifically her lifelong dream of becoming a renowned travel photographer, a suffocating silence would descend. Her camera, a vintage Hasselblad passed down from her grandfather, sat on a dusty shelf, a beautiful relic of unfulfilled potential. She would spend hours poring over National Geographic magazines and online travel blogs, her heart aching with a silent longing. She pictured herself capturing the raw beauty of the Amazon rainforest, the bustling markets of Marrakesh, the serene vastness of the Sahara. Yet, whenever she considered booking a flight, even a short one to a nearby national park, a familiar wave of anxiety would wash over her. What if her photos weren't good enough? What if she got lost? What if she failed? These thoughts, like tiny, venomous insects, would sting at her resolve, leaving her closest friend, Liam, a pragmatic yet supportive architect, would often gently urge her, "Alara, your talent is undeniable. You just need to take the leap." But the leap felt less like a step and more like an abyss. One crisp autumn morning, an email landed in Alara's inbox, shattering the comfortable inertia of her existence. It was from a prestigious international photography competition. Visions of the unseen, the grand prize, a fully funded expedition to Patagonia, renowned for its breathtaking, untamed landscapes, followed by a solo exhibition in a renowned New York gallery. Her heart pounded, a chaotic drumbeat against her ribs. This was it, the dream laid bare, directly in front of her. But the deadline was impossibly tight. Just 2 weeks to submit a portfolio of 5 original pieces, all captured in a location she had never visited before, somewhere that truly challenged her perspective. Panic, cold and sharp, coiled in her stomach. Patagonia, a solo exhibition. Her mind immediately conjured every worst-case scenario. The remote wilderness, the unpredictable weather, the immense pressure of creating work worthy of such a platform. "It's impossible," she whispered to her empty apartment, her voice barely audible. "I can't possibly do it." 4 days, she wrestled with the opportunity, the internal battle raging. The practical side of her, the one accustomed to safety and routine, screamed at her to delete the email, to return to her comfortable digital art, to forget the wild, beautiful dream. But a tiny, persistent spark, deep within her, refused to be extinguished. It was the whisper of a younger, Alara, fearless and full of wonder, who believed anything was possible. This spark, though faint, kept the email open, a constant, nagging reminder of what she truly desired. The deadline loomed, a monstrous shadow growing larger with each passing hour. It was the night before submissions closed. Alara sat hunched over her kitchen table, a half-packed backpack beside her. A map of Acadia National Park spread out, untouched, before her. She had chosen Acadia, a less daunting location than Patagonia, but even the thought of driving 300 miles alone filled her with dread. Tears pricked at her eyes, tears of frustration and sadness. She felt a profound sense of failure, not just for the competition, but for herself, for allowing her own fears to cripple her year after year. Just as she reached for her laptop, intending to finally delete the competition email and surrender, her gaze fell upon a framed photograph on the wall. It was an old, faded print of her grandfather, a stern but kind man, standing proudly beside his Hasselblad in a vibrant field of wildflowers. He had always told her, "Elara, the greatest journeys aren't across continents, but within yourself. True vision isn't about what you see, but how you choose to see it." His words, long forgotten, resonated deep within her, echoing in the quiet room. And then, a strange, almost imperceptible shift. Not a thunderbolt, not a revelation shouted from the heavens, but a gentle unraveling. It was as if the intricate knots of her fear, meticulously tied over years, suddenly loosened just a fraction. A small, clear voice, distinct from the usual cacophony of doubt, emerged from within. It simply said, "One step, just one." It wasn't a command, but an invitation. An invitation to trust, to just try, even if it meant stumbling. With a shaky breath, Elara stood up. She didn't pack more. She didn't plan further. She simply picked up her car keys and walked out the door into the crisp, cool night. The drive to Acadia was long, punctuated by moments of intense anxiety that threatened to send her back home. But each time, that quiet voice, one step, grounded her. She arrived at dawn, the sky a symphony of purples and oranges. The park was vast, silent, and intimidating. But as she walked, her camera finally in her hands, a different kind of focus took over. She wasn't thinking about the competition, or success, or failure. She was simply seeing. She saw the intricate patterns of frost on a spiderweb, the defiant green of a pine tree clinging to a granite cliff, the way the morning light kissed the surface of a secluded pond. Each click of the shutter was a release, a moment of presence, a silent conversation with the world around her. She wasn't just taking pictures, she was observing, truly connecting, feeling the pulse of life outside her own head. She spent 2 days in Acadia, sleeping in her car, eating simple meals, and capturing moments that felt profoundly her own. The images weren't grand, sweeping landscapes designed to win awards. They were intimate, raw, filled with a quiet strength she hadn't realized she possessed. She selected her 5 best, uploaded them, and sent the submission just minutes before the deadline. Not with a burst of confidence, but with a peaceful sense of completion. Weeks passed. Elara returned to her routine, the Acadia trip feeling like a vivid dream. She didn't expect to hear anything from the competition. The internal victory of simply doing it was enough. Then, one afternoon, another email arrived. It wasn't the grand prize announcement. Instead, it was from a small, independent online art gallery based in Portland, Oregon. They had seen her visions of the unseen submission, and were captivated by the quiet power and unique perspective of her Acadia photographs. "Your work," the email read, "possesses an honesty, a vulnerability, and a profound sense of observation that resonated deeply with us. We believe it tells a story far beyond the lens." They weren't offering an expedition or a New York exhibition. They were offering her a featured artist spot on their platform, with an immediate online exhibition and the chance to sell prints of her Acadia collection. It was a modest beginning. Yet for Elara, it felt like the entire universe had shifted. The initial sales were slow, but consistent. People from all over the world began reaching out, sharing how her simple, evocative images had touched them. reminding them of the beauty in stillness, the courage in vulnerability. One message, in particular, stood out. It was from a woman in Australia who wrote, "Your photographs spoke to a part of me I thought was dormant. They reminded me that sometimes the most extraordinary journeys begin with the quietest steps, right where you are." Ilera's life didn't transform overnight into one of globe-trotting fame, but something infinitely more valuable had been unlocked. The invisible walls that had once caged her thoughts began to dissolve. She started taking local photography assignments, exploring hidden gems in her own state, finding joy in capturing the everyday magic she had always overlooked. Her camera was no longer a dusty relic of potential, but a living extension of her newfound freedom. The paralyzing whispers of doubt had not vanished entirely, but their power had been irrevocably diminished. Now, when they appeared, that quiet, steady voice within her would simply offer one step, just one, and she would take it. Elara Vance learned that the biggest journeys are indeed internal, and true vision isn't about what you see, but how you choose to see it. It's about daring to take that single, terrifying, exhilarating step, not knowing where it will lead, but trusting that the path will reveal itself once you begin to walk. Your mind can either be a prison or a boundless canvas. The choice always has been yours. And sometimes it just takes one moment, one quiet invitation to unlock everything